Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So yeah, last video I made a bit more of an extended one. We talked about the long-term chart and so on, talked about Bitcoin dominance and so on. And I highlighted that we might actually see more of an exciting weekend than other weekends. Yeah, even though I can't remember if I did say that in the Solana video or the Bitcoin video, but it doesn't matter. We do see a bit more of an exciting weekend, which is one of the signals that I'm using to establish or to basically establish that maybe something more bullish is going on here. So obviously we've been tracking this bullish count already here for a little while now on the Bitcoin chart. Even though it's pretty poor price action, it's not impulsive, it's very low quality price action. But I did already post it on Discord and Telegram that I'm going to start to assume lows are in tentatively for Bitcoin, other coins as well. I do provide all the details on Discord and Telegram to get the latest updates. Feel free to check out the membership. I did provide all my reasoning earlier today on there as announcements, and then short-term signals and updates are coming through as well. And I think we could have a very exciting few weeks, ahead of us if this carries on. I have to say, though, it is still too early to really be like outright bullish, but we have signals that probably are the most promising signals we've had in a while. I just do say that in the Bitcoin video, even though nothing changes for Bitcoin because we've been tracking this wide bullish count now for a little while, and I already explained all that in previous videos, that the bears have failed so far in this range. Not much happened, but I always try to give you heads up as early as possible. Overall, we're still in this range, but obviously if things start to pick up, we could escalate very quickly. So in crypto, you have to take a special approach. In crypto, I tend to wait a decent amount before I indicate that we probably have lows in place, a decent amount of time. But I have to do it early enough to make sure that people can still make their own decisions. If they wanna lean bullish as well, they can do that and trade it their own way. But you can't wait too long in crypto because then things can take off. So it's a delicate balance there. I'm very much focused on risk management because my primary focus is on protecting people from making, mistakes that blow up their portfolios. Okay. Even though obviously everybody has to make their own decisions, but all I can tell you that I'm starting to lean bullish on many altcoins as well that have now reached targets or nearly reached targets after more than 6 months of correcting. And then obviously you have to just decide how you trade that your own way. But I'm very much focused on risk management. So I'm not prepared to say, okay, the lows are definitely in. We have to understand that a lot of the altcoins are still showing us very low quality price action. And because they do that, we have to still be very flexible. But I will provide more detail in coming videos, in the individual videos, and also obviously for channel members on Discord and Telegram. So now let's take a look at Bitcoin. Nothing has changed here really for Bitcoin. If you want to have the bigger picture, I recommend you check out my previous video from earlier today. We talked about risk management. We talked about the Bitcoin dominance chart. We talked about the weekly chart. Lots of stuff in there. But let's take a look here at the shorter price action for Bitcoin. Nothing has really changed. So I'm still watching here for a potential low to be in place in wave 2. I can really only confirm that once we have 5 waves up and see 3 waves down. This is for me the moment to get really aggressive. That's certainly going to be very interesting down here. To get this pullback after an initial 5-wave move up. But you have to understand that, just because I wait for confirmation to indicate or to confirm that a low is in place, I already tentatively assume it. But that doesn't mean you have to wait for confirmation to make a trade, right? I mean, that's ultimately, and I have been talking about that, for a while now, because it's so important to get that in everybody's head, that everybody internalizes this. If you wait for confirmation until Elliott Wave analysis says a low is in, if you wait until that's the case to make a trade, that's up to you. If you have to wait for all sorts of confirmations to make a trade, that often comes from a mindset that you are scared of losing a trade. And that can also be very dangerous. You don't get the best price. So if you make a trade that is ultimately coming from your trading plan, if you don't have one, don't trade. Understand how you set up a trading plan. The thing is, you don't need confirmation to make a trade. But for me to confirm a structure from an Elliott Wave point of view, I need confirmation and I need to see a certain structure. I need 5 waves up, 3 waves down. But you typically would take a trade when risk is low, for example, in a support area, yeah, or, there's so many ways. I can't even talk about that in this video, but I just want to emphasize that again, that just because we need to see that structure to say a low is in doesn't mean it might be the right thing for you and your portfolio to wait for that, okay? You need to separate analysis from trading. I would already say if we see the next pullback, maybe even before we make 5 waves up, it might be an interesting long trade opportunity. So I'm very much watching for a potential pullback to occur to provide the next support area. At the moment, it's not very evident if that if we are already coming down here. Yeah, as I showed you before here, Bitcoin is still hesitant to come down further, but maybe it will do that tomorrow. It is very interesting, but I sense a change in sentiment in the market. Okay, it's very early. It's like the first day in months I've been saying that, and if it is, then I'm pretty much saying this at the low because most altcoins are really only just now starting to show some movement. Yeah, let's zoom in. Oh yeah, and by the way, a few people asked me, couldn't this be like a 1-2-1-2 or even a 1-2-1-2-1-2 structure? I can only say yes, it could be, but it's not the most probable structure. That would be obviously very bullish, okay? So all I can really do is to say that I'm tracking a bullish structure. And I will not, certainly due to risk management reasons, and also because I have a responsibility, I will typically not give you the most bullish wave count as primary scenario. Because, if I do, I know a lot of people will jump in, all in, stuff like that. And that's just not the way to do it, okay? But if you want to do that still, that's up to you. I can only tell you that I'm tracking a bullish structure, the low could be in. To confirm it, we need to have 5 waves up, 3 waves down. And I can tell you that, I'm rather focused on the upside now than on the downside due to all the signals we've been getting. Now, one thing I want to emphasize is on the daily chart, the RSI, which is quite bullish because the daily RSI obviously already showed you that weeks ago when it broke above these trend lines here. The RSI, though, is now in the overbought range. So we have to just monitor that very closely. We just have to monitor it. I'm not saying it will turn around here to the downside. It's still a very fragile structure. We're just approaching resistance here on the daily, So I can't confirm a breakout here. I can't even confirm that we are very bullish yet, but I'm starting to lean that way because I start to see those signals, a mix of signals across the market. Also considering that altcoins have mostly reached their downside targets, mostly have, completed wave counts to the downside. Sometimes you get that last low, sometimes you don't. And Bitcoin is just very resilient and doesn't really want to come down. And I posted it yesterday already to my subscribers on Telegram and Discord that Bitcoin has been outperforming a lot of the more traditional assets in 2023. So what we see at the moment is that Bitcoin is basically very resilient in very uncertain situations, okay? In potential recessions, in situations where global conflict is coming up. Bitcoin is very resilient, not so much the altcoins, but if Bitcoin goes, they will go as well. So just all of that, again, I talk about all of that also on Discord and Telegram. And as I said, tomorrow we've got the member live stream. But yeah, this year is a bit of a mystery here, what's happening here. I think there is still a good chance to come down in the orange count here. So this could be the 5-wave move in orange to reset wave 4 lower around the 28K level before going higher. Or wave 4 never finished. There would be a running flat possibly. Wave 4 should end somewhere here. Or if wave 5 has already started, I'm watching here for at least for an ABC structure. And then the red line should hold. But overall, we haven't really seen a deep pullback yet. I think we have seen potential 5 waves down, but it's now already starting to push the limits again. If we talk about micro resistance, that would be basically $30,050. So if we break above 30,050, it would rather indicate more direct trend continuation to the next resistance level, which starts, I would say, around about here at 31K. Yeah? And don't forget that we talked about this fifth wave should reach around about 31.5K. So yeah, but not too much happened today, at least not on the Bitcoin chart. Lots of altcoins starting to move. So it's getting interesting. Don't forget, it's still a very fragile structure. And we haven't broken out yet. But above 32K, I think the FOMO will kick in. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.